Today we're going to be doing something quite exciting, or I think it's exciting anyway, hopefully you do too. Today we are doing the 5 style challenge, and basically it's where you draw 5 popular styles of your choice, and I thought this would be a really good way of straying away from my own style and getting a bit of drawing practice in, and also seeing whether I can emulate these other people's styles. Because like I said, I rarely stray away from my own style, so it'll be fun to see whether I can also draw the characters that we know and love. But basically the challenge is you have to draw yourself in these different styles. So I've got these lovely earrings in at the moment, which are my favourite earrings, and I've decided to give each character that earring to kind of symbolise that it's me. Is that cheating? Maybe that's cheating, who knows, but anyway, if it is, soz. So without further ado, I have my Wacom ready to go and I have my laptop, so we're just gonna get into it and have a little bit of a draw. So style number 1 is Disney, and I love Disney like many people, and obviously this is one of the most popular styles that I'm going to be doing, so I'm sort of going for an assortment of older Disney into modern Disney, just because I think they've kind of evolved and the style of the girls in particular have really changed. But when I looked at different reference images and things like that, it was quite hard to find kind of a uniform style for the women. Like Sleeping Beauty has a different style to Cinderella, and Ariel has a different style to Belle, so I basically kind of just made an assortment and went with what I thought would work best. One part that I really struggled with was the lips. So I actually got a reference image for the Disney lips and basically used that as a guideline and then gave myself a little bit more of a smile. But yeah, I was actually super happy with how the colouring turned out on this. I think the hair has worked really well, so I'm actually quite proud of the hair. And again, it's kind of out of my comfort zone. My hair is actually a little bit redder than this colour, but in Disney, apart from Ariel, they kind of stray away from unusual colours and go for something a bit more natural, so I sort of went for a deeper brown, which is not a problem for me because that's sort of closer to my natural hair colour. And another feature that I've given myself is the earring, as I mentioned before, and also I gave myself some freckles because I have some freckles kind of along, and yeah, they're sort of along my cheeks and my nose, and I thought it would be a nice little nod to me in character form. But most Disney princesses and girls and Disney characters don't actually have flaws on their skin. Not that freckles are flaws, but they don't have elements like that, apart from the CGI Disney, because I know Anna from Frozen does have freckles, but for the classic drawn Disney, they don't tend to do that, so that was kind of a new thing that I decided to add. So yeah, that is my Disney interpretation. I'm quite happy with that one actually. I think it's turned out pretty well. Okay, next up we have Gravity Falls. So this, I think, from again the reference images that I've been looking at, I think I'm going to be doing an assortment between Mabel and Wendy. So Wendy, if you know the show, is older, she's a teenager, and Mabel is a lot younger. So with the younger faces, they tend to do kind of bigger ears and a sort of rounder face, whereas with the adults it's a little bit more egg-shaped and they have a pointier chin. So I've decided to go for still a round cheek because I think I have quite a youthful face. Even though I'm a lot older than youthful, I do have a bit more of a youthful face. So I figured that I would keep the kind of classic Gravity Falls eyes and give myself a pointy up nose, similar to Wendy, and then just give myself a little bit of a hairstyle that was similar to other Gravity Falls characters. So this wasn't taken from a particular Gravity Falls character, but I wanted to keep the little tuft that Mabel has. I think that's super cute, and I have really messy hair, so I figured that that would be a great trait to bring across. Also, in terms of colouring, I actually took the colour of Wendy's hair because I thought that worked quite well. This was actually a lot easier to draw in the style of gravity falls than I first thought. I was quite scared about drawing in it because it looks so simplistic. I was scared that I would sort of overcomplicate it or not be able to replicate it. But actually, I think that this could get away with, you know, being in Gravity Falls. And yeah, I'm happy with how this one turned out. Next, we have something that I don't think I've ever drawn in the style of, or certainly not recently anyway. I used to be obsessed with Tim Burton, and The Corpse Bride was like one of my favourite films for a while, and I went through kind of a goth/emo phase, and literally Tim Burton was just my go-to. And I'd watch Nightmare Before Christmas when it wasn't Christmas because it's so ironic, it was so cool. And basically, yeah, I thought that I would try and draw in the style of Tim Burton. So unlike the others, instead of using a brush pen, I've used a pencil tool because I wanted that kind of scratchy nature and sort of look like it was coloured in and a bit scribbly. So I've given myself purple skin to look a little bit more dead, and again the statement huge eyes that Tim Burton gives all his characters, and I've given myself sort of a teeny tiny mouth and teeny tiny nose as well, again with a couple of freckles just for good measure, and yeah, I've given myself kind of a love heart shaped head, similar to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, because again I thought that would work quite well. And to finish it all off, I've given myself kind of very wild curly hair, which I'm really liking the look of, and then big eyelashes, because again that's like a statement feature of Tim Burton characters for the women. And then my earrings, which I've sort of muted the tone of because he doesn't have very vibrant colours, so I've tried to kind of mute everything down. But yeah, again, really happy with how this has turned out actually. I think she looks really cool. I don't think she's necessarily, like you wouldn't pick her out of the row and say that she was Tim Burton, but I'm quite happy for my interpretation. I think it's cool. It's very out of my comfort zone, it's cool. So happy with that one. Next, we have one of the cutest shows in the universe. It is Steven Universe. So this is the show that I've been watching and was introduced to by my boyfriend, and we kind of ended up chain watching them because they were just so adorable. And the style is just lovely. I actually got for my birthday the Steven Universe concept art book, which I haven't had a proper flick through yet. So I really need to. It's been sitting on my shelf and I need to just kind of sit down with a drink or something and just look through it because it looks amazing. But I love Rebecca Sugar's style. Her characters are just really lovable and sweet. And yeah, the crystal gems and everyone I just adore. In this case, I wanted to keep myself human, but I thought I'd kind of take across the Steven Universe jewel shine or design, so I'd use that on my earrings, so I've given them a little bit of a shimmer, and yeah, again I think this has actually turned out quite well. I think the face is good. I don't know whether the hair is quite there yet. I struggled with the hair quite a lot, but again, this is all a learning process. But yeah, Steven Universe is one of my favourite shows, and I think the characters are lovely and the stories are lovely, and it's a very intelligent show. Even though it's for children, I know it's got like an adult following, and I think anyone of any age really can enjoy it, because also those backgrounds are just to die for. I feel like whenever I watch that show, I sort of escape into the backgrounds and surroundings. They're sort of art goals for me. I think they're absolutely stunning, and the colour palettes on Steven Universe are beautiful. Okay, lastly, I can't believe we're on the 5th one already. Lastly, we have Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is a show that it took me a long time to get into, just because I didn't fully understand the humour. But once I did get the humour, I realised how intelligent it was and how you have to just take it with a pinch of salt because it is crazy and you just have to accept it. I'm a massive perfectionist when it comes to art, and Rick and Morty is very wobbly in terms of its line work, and it always kind of looks like someone has drawn it when they're drunk. It's a very clever art style. It's not one that I would ever take inspiration from, but I can definitely appreciate the way it looks. So anyway, drawing this was actually a little bit of a struggle for me because I had to let myself be wobbly, and also those little kind of asterisks in the eyes just really troubled me because I love to make my eyes round, and for me I was like, oh, it doesn't look finished. But obviously it is finished, it's just the style. So yeah, this is me in Rick and Morty style, again with my earring. And again, I'm very happy with how this has turned out. I thought I'd give myself the classic Morty lip, the sort of, but I coloured it pink just so it's kind of consistent throughout. So that was my 5-style challenge. Really hope you enjoyed this. I actually am so happy with how these have turned out. If you would like to see some close-ups, then I will put these on my Twitter and you can kind of see for yourself more of the details or whatever you want to do with them. Let me know whether you enjoyed this, because this was actually super fun and I feel like I'm capable of a lot more than I thought I was. So that's quite a fun thing to discover. Yeah, there's several other styles out there, lots of different things that I'd love to attempt. So if you'd like a part 2, let me know. And other than that, thank you very much for watching and I will see you next week. Bye!